So today we are going to discuss the special areas of environmental economics, that is environmental auditing by Kautilya economics. These are the contents like introduction, background, detailed definition, areas of environmental auditing, types of audit, ISO 14001, environmental audit in India, environmental auditing and environmental management system, then the benefits of auditing. First, from the introduction, this environmental auditing is a systematic evaluation of a project, activity, and procedure to ascertain their degree of accordance with the project approved environmental management plan and sound environmental management practices and relevant environmental standard. In order to incorporate environmental concern into the decision-making process, environmental auditing aims to give information on the company's environmental performance. An environmental audit evaluates the types and degree of environmental damage brought by a certain company's activity, waste, or noise. So, for the effectiveness of environmental auditing, it should be independent, objective, and credible and transparent, and it should be regular and ongoing. Then second, from the background, we can know that in 1930s, some of the private firms started practicing this environmental auditing, like SC Johnson. It is a family-owned company started in 1930, and undertook these social and ecological audits as a part of internal management. After that, the U.S. National Environmental Protection Act was passed in 1969. The environmental issues has become more significant. Then another significant turning point is that the Environmental Protection Agency on December 2, 1970, takes an effort to protect the environment, and several industries also independently began developing environmental auditing programs in early 1970. Then, in order to assess and verify that industrial operation, local environmental laws and regulations are there, national environmental laws and regulations are there, and corporate policies. In a draft report in 1979, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency introduced U.S. regulators to hire independent qualified third-party environmental auditors to visit plants, gather samples, conduct studies, and submit findings to the appropriate government authorities. Then later on, in late 1980s, environmental auditing was widely recognized as common environmental management tool by industry in developing countries, and is increasingly being applied in developing countries by both foreign and local industries. With the advent of World Commission on Environment and Development (WCED) in its report Our Common Future, which is otherwise known as Bhutan Report, in 1987, the concept of sustainable development was introduced and further emphasized the need of industrial sector to minimize the extraction of Earth's resources and environmental degradation. They define sustainable development as the development which meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs of the future generation. And this environmental auditing was introduced to the rest of the world by multinational companies which demand that their subsidiaries and suppliers have green credentials. And greater awareness and understanding of environmental issues have led the supreme audit institutions to introduce the environmental auditing in the public sector. So, what is the definition? What we mean by environmental auditing? Environmental auditing is a broad one which covers both private and public sector. Private sector auditing involves systematic examination and assessment of companies' environmental practices and performance to ensure the compliance with environmental law and regulation, to identify areas of environmental performance improvement, reduce environmental risks and liabilities, enhance corporate reputation and stakeholder trust. And the private sector environmental auditing is crucial for promoting sustainable business practices by mitigating environmental impacts and fostering a culture of continuous improvement with within organization. Then public sector environmental auditing is a process by which government agencies and other public sector entities assess their compliance with environmental regulations, policies and standards. And the aim is to ensure that public sector activities are conducted in an environmentally responsible manner to promote sustainable development. And it has two audits: external audit, internal audit. External audit is an assessment of the condition of the environmental policies, practices and performance by the external auditor or audit firm. Then internal audit consists of policy impact assessment and management audit. The policy impact assessment reviews the activities, objective, services and practices and policies of the authority related to environment protection, and the management audit reviews the procedure by which environmental policies are managed by the authority. Then these are the objectives, like compliance verification to ensure the organization adhere to all relevant environmental laws and regulation and standard. Then environmental performance evaluation to assess the effectiveness of organization's environmental management system. The risk management to identify and evaluate potential environmental risks such as pollution, hazardous waste, resource depletion, and to develop mitigation strategies. The resource optimization to promote efficient use of resources such as water, energy, raw materials, aiming to reduce waste and improve sustainability. Then identification of gaps, cost saving, corporate responsibility. These are the objectives, like enhancing reputation. The areas include air quality, water quality, waste management, energy use, biodiversity, climate change, environmental management system. These are the types: environmental management system audit, environmental compliance audit, environmental impact assessment audit, environmental due diligence audit, then waste management audit and energy audit.